Number 13, Georgia, paying a visit to 9th-ranked Oklahoma State. 2 years ago, the Cowboys were blown out by the Bulldogs in the season opener in Athens. And while just 4 starters from that team remain, Oklahoma State enters tomorrow's rematch looking for revenge and carrying its highest preseason rank in school history. We're trying to get both locker rooms covered for you, and we start with Oklahoma State. Dave Hunziker, the play-by-play voice of the Cowboys, joining us now. Dave, what makes this Oklahoma State defense so good and dangerous?
Well, the offense is very dangerous because they just have so many weapons. You've got Kendall Hunter, who led the Big 12 Conference in rushing a year ago. The Cowboys have been basically perfectly balanced in rushing and passing each of the last 2 seasons. Dez Bryant, an All-American at wide receiver, is dangerous. Zach Robinson at quarterback is a running and passing threat. And another thing that makes this offense so dangerous is the fact that they can change the tempo. And we'll see how that plays out tomorrow against the best teams. When the Cowboys have had success, it's when they've used their no huddle to really hurry up things offensively and keep the opposing defense from substituting and trying to wear them down. So we'll see how much Mike Gundy chooses to hurry things up tomorrow. And if the Cowboys can run it, they win. They're 14-2 the last 2 years when they rush for 200 yards or more, and 2-8 when they don't.
I'm glad you knew that I meant offense when I said defense. You knew what I was talking about. How big of a...
I knew what you were talking about. The defense isn't quite up to the offense here yet, Dana.
It never seems to be in the Big 12. How big of a game is this for Oklahoma State? I mentioned that highest ever preseason rank for the team.
Well, it's probably the biggest non-conference game the school has ever played, Dana, and that's because, they haven't had a non-conference team ranked as high as Georgia into Stillwater since the 70s. And not only that, but tomorrow they'll cut the ribbon on the new West End Zone facility here at Oklahoma State. Boone Pickens obviously played the major role in making that happen with his generosity. And, the thing is, as far as Oklahoma State's concerned, if they win this game, they'll be favored in the next 6, giving them a chance to be 7-0 when Texas comes to Stillwater on Halloween. So, yeah, it puts a lot of things on the board if the Cowboys can pull this one off.
Dave Hunziker, the Oklahoma State radio play-by-play announcer. Dave, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dana.
And now we get some Bulldogs perspective. For that, we are joined by Scott Howard, the voice of Georgia football. Matthew Stafford obviously gone. How much pressure is on the new quarterback at Georgia, Joe Cox?
I don't think there's any pressure on him, really, Dana, to tell you the truth. Georgia doesn't expect Joe Cox to be Matthew Stafford. Joe he's a veteran. He's been in the program for 5 years now. He's a very solid player. Hasn't seen a lot of playing time, obviously, but he's a cool customer. I don't think he's putting any pressure on himself, and I'm certain the team is not putting pressure on him to be a Matthew Stafford.
So what is the biggest concern for Mark Richt in this game?
Probably the amount of pressure Georgia's defense can get on Zach Robinson, the Oklahoma State quarterback. Georgia didn't have a lot of production at defensive end last year. They need some help getting pressure on the quarterbacks, getting some sacks, so the rest of the defense can do their job. So I think pressure on Zach Robinson is probably at the top of the list for the Georgia coaching staff.
Scott Howard with the very latest on Georgia as they get set for their opener tomorrow. Scott, thank you.
Thank you.